Hi there, everyone. This is Josh at Josh and Gypsy Tarot, the only channel on YouTube where I read tarot, and so does my cat. And my cat is washing herself on my bed at the moment. Right, okay. It's been quite a week actually. It's been good for birding, but I've sort of been very taken by what the tarot is saying, and sort of actually kind of like analysing it quite deeply. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to this not knowing at all what the weather is like this week, and I've got to sort of make an admission as well. But hopefully this reading is going to bring a lot of clarity. So yeah, let's dive in. So remember, the golden rule, how I read tarot, is the cards need to manifest first. We're just looking at what we had last week. I've been thinking about the Lovers quite a lot, and I've got various different decks, and I've got sort of some decks which kind of, they relate to natural history, but in quite a sort of wayward way. So I've actually sort of been looking at the Dragon Tarot, and here it is, and this has been quite revealing actually. When I'm thinking about the Lovers, and so we've got these two cards that I've decided are the theme for the rest of the autumn. I'm not sure when the autumn's going to end. I usually have it around about like the 5th of November. I'm half looking forward to actually like having a rest, but I think it may go on longer this season. I don't know. I mean, autumn is to the end of November, right? So maybe we're looking that far ahead. When I look at this card, it's a reflection. It's a direct reflection. And I've always found, like, when I've, like, my best ever finds, it's almost like when I mean, I found a snowball Arctic red pole, and that was amazing. And it was sort of like, it felt like a mirror. It felt like an actual kind of reflection of my soul. There was a real kind of just connection, just like deep connection. That as I say, it was kind of mirror. And this week I've been caught up in like stress, had some sort of like family stuff that's just really been, sort of taking me out at the moment. And suddenly I'm a sheepcoat. I kind of see a dunnock calling, and it just totally takes me into the now. It takes me into the moment. It's almost like the dunnock is saying, focus on me, like focus on the place, and you'll forget your issues. And I think it's quite an effective way of birding, and maybe sort of finding something good. If all the birds you see are actually, they are a reflection. I mean, that's kind of what I think this particular Lovers card is saying. And I mean, you've got the carp there, which is like good luck as well. But yeah, there's the cranes as well, so sort of like souls like intertwined. I know last year I actually missed some cranes at Rodmill, so I'll have that as a prediction. That'd be a nice bird to see in Sussex, definitely. And also, like, thinking about the Hierophant reversed. And I think my aim, and I mean, it feels like a kind of life purpose thing. I think my sort of aim with tarot and birding is to introduce kind of like esoteric beliefs which don't really seem to conform to the scientific narrative, but which can actually aid, the sort of knowledge, like our understanding of birds. And I read somewhere, there's these new technologies coming in, and I did love the article about the kind of warm fronts over the Atlantic, and how you can completely anticipate when birds are going to arrive. And I think that kind of like specific knowledge that's coming through is one of the new technologies. But I mean, if we just rely on science, like the five senses, I mean, in the tarot, that card is the devil. Sort of neglecting any form of kind of spirituality, and so I think tarot will have a lot to add in terms of how we kind of surmount, and how we find solutions to some of the sort of biggest problems, like declining species and things like that. And I mean, we've got this amazing. I mean, this is a very different Hierophant from usual. So it's it's a teacher of the animals, but these vibrant colours are absolutely amazing. And this it's kind of sort of like ancient wisdom as well, from I mean, it looks like Inca or something like that. So yeah, I mean, that's something very bright. I'm not sure what. Don't know. Don't know. I mean, but yeah, I think that's interesting. I think there's there's a space for more spiritual beliefs within birding, which kind of so far I think has been quite sidelined. Now I've been actually looking deeper into the Queen of Coins, and what I'm going to do is we're going to go Rider Waite, basically. So this is the equivalent, right? Queen of Coins is the Queen of Pentacles. It's the same card. So there is this real nurturing quality, but there's also this like patience. She's looking down at the pentacle almost like it's a child, and you see this sort of vegetation, but it's not like this kind of rose bush is not fully formed yet. So she's actually waiting patiently for her manifestation to actualize into reality. And I mean, that very much feels like what birding's like at the moment. I've had a really good autumn. I'm waiting for that special bird, I think. And I mean, it's a very caring card as well. And I'll sort of get onto this later, but I'm doing this reading for like people watching. It is for myself as well, and I think that's something that tarot readers actually don't. They're not completely honest about, that they actually are reading for themselves when they're sort of saying, "This message has found you at any particular time," and so yeah, we're all waiting for this manifestation. Everyone loves a big find. It's a different kind of energy from just having a really good day. But also with this rabbit, there's like a little red rabbit here. That kind of indicates the kind of sort of nervousness, the anticipation, and it kind of sort of like ties in with these cards as well. And I did make a mistake last week. I interpreted, we had this card, and and it's wands, it's batons, but I saw the apples, which reminded me of coins, pentacles, and kind of messed up with the interpretation. But this is about sort of like competition, and hard-earned victories. and this card is about like a project that's like half done, and he's slightly taking his eye off it. And sometimes there's that feeling that if you're not like out every day, then something could be found, or I think the two sort of like tie together quite well. But what I'm going to do, I think these cards in particular have manifested. We've got apples, we've got like apple trees, pears. Well, thrushes go for apples, and we've had the first thrushes in this week, like sort of red-winged song thrushes, ring ouzels, and I think it's good. So these are the Rider-Waite cards. Sort of like caring for a project, nurturing it. It's not there yet, and this sort of feeling of competition. But I'm just feeling the call that we're just gonna draw a new one. See what. Oh God! Drop half the pack. That's interesting. Whoa! Oh my gosh! My gosh! Wow! Ten of Pentacles. It's a real card of abundance, family, legacy, like all the things that you have in life that actually kind of reach fruition. It's a great card for finding birds. It really is. It's one of the best cards in relation to money as well. And it's also, it's not an individual card, so it's quite collaborative. That like they're in the marketplace. This could be really good actually, and this wish fulfillment. I could say I went out on Saturday and had a really good day, and like wish fulfillment, draw a new card. But we're all manifesting something. We're all trying to get something that sort of makes it a really memorable autumn. And I know what it feels like if you're on a really good run, but someone's seeing like nothing much at all. And if for them it's like trying to get blood out of a stone, and the other person's just finding bird after bird after bird. It's like I know who I'm doing these like videos for. I think it's great. It's the people that sort of like need to hear this message. But it's my kind of band of brothers in my WhatsApp group, I believe. And the kind of the downside of the Nine of Cups is, he's got all his cups. Look at me, I've got all my cups. But it can be quite like sort of selfish and sort of kind of grabby as well. So I think sort of like combined with these more cards, which are about kind of like community, which is about sort of caring for the interests of others, that we'll keep this for sure. And this Justice card, or Justice, it isn't so much as like justice will be served in the end, because that's almost sort of like quite an egoic thing. It's sort of like, if I do good, if I put all the work in, then things are bound to go well for me. It's almost like this kind of karmic cycle, which is slightly external to us, where when our kind of vibration matches that cycle, then there will be this overall justice. But it's not really, we can't control what that is. But again, as I say, it's a very good card. It's yeah, I mean this is a really good spread, like really good spread for the rest of the autumn. Absolutely fantastic now. Um, and like patience, let's just sort of wait, see what happens. Birds of the week. I know, yeah. So we're like losing the blue and orange. Um, it's interesting that there was like at my old stomping ground in Norfolk, there was like a rock thrush, which is this kind of colour as well. I'm not saying there's going to be a rock thrush. It's maybe too late for a blue throat now. Like these yellow-browed warblers, they're just being very elusive at the moment. Just doing their normal thing, turning up in gardens. But that would that would certainly make my autumn. Um, this feels local, like definitely, um, because you can see the town in the background, and this is the sort of aspect of nature. So I think definitely worth carrying on a local patch. Um, it's really hard. I mean, with the water, it'd just be lovely to have some seabirds. Um, this week, as I say, I've no idea what the weather's going to be. I just think it's going to be something pretty good. Or it's like good finds for all of us. That's what I'm hoping that we get this autumn. That there's not one person who's like, oh, just everyone else finding stuff. Um, but yeah, I think I get the impression that everyone's really enjoying themselves this autumn. I certainly am. I've never done sheep coats thoroughly as I have daily, um, and as thoroughly. And I mean, just going back to this kind of we're nurturing a manifestation. Sometimes I think like you read all the news and it's talking about ecological collapse, but when you're in the midst of like migration, you're just seeing like thousands of birds. You're seeing this amazing abundance, and to be honest, sheepcote for me just gets better year on year. Um, and so it's almost like by accessing this kind of esoteric knowledge, this sort of slightly different way of thinking. I mean, my mantra is we can bring back the birds. We can bring back the birds through subjective observation, and through being co-creators and connecting with them. Um, and I know that conventional sort of like scientific wisdom is kind of indicating the opposite in many avenues, but this is I think what tarot can bring to the wider scene. So yep, have fun everyone. See, like one more prediction. I wouldn't like a subalpine warbler be good, like Sardinian something. Yeah, a nice Sylvia I'm getting here. All right, great stuff. So I'm chugging away, like building my business. I'm more than open for readings, and it can give you brilliant insight into birds, and also your kind of philosophy and your interactions with birds and with your hobby. So great stuff. Okay, I will speak to you soon. Like, subscribe, and all that technology. Thank you very much.